Hi family! So today on the podcast, as you know, we're going to be talking about the power of femininity and balancing femininity versus masculinity in your business. This is very, very important. It was highly requested, and I just want to talk about this because I know, like myself, I have really identified with a lot of things such as my femininity, when to turn it up, when to turn it down, also the balance of masculinity as a woman. So today we're going to talk about a few tips on what I think will be able to be a good strategy for you to create that balance and that safe place for you in your business. Whether you're in business with yourself or with a team and you're working around individuals and you're like, wow, I have to work around men. And I have to find a place where my voice is respected and heard and seen, and not just seen as some dainty woman. It's very important in business to finding your voice, right? And understanding to not be timid or shy when expressing your voice. I noticed for myself, there's been so many times where I wanted to express certain things, and I was kind of deemed off to kind of being hushed very quickly, or just kind of like overlooked and overseen. And it's like you can see me and respect me for my beauty, but as far as my voice, that wasn't coming across, right? So there's some little tricks that I want to talk about on how to using the femininity in times like this. So femininity comes with daintiness, shy, not very shy, but very sophisticated in your mannerisms, professionalism. There's so many little ways and little tactics that we as women, we can use to polish this in the workplace or in the business place. So first example I want to talk about is lowering your voice. I talk very loud. I'm a very strong personality type. I speak with a lot of energy and I'm very passionate, but I have learned when I'm doing business with people and I want them to take me very seriously or actually hear what I'm saying and not being ready to respond because they're not really listening, right? So with this tactic of lowering your voice, being very soft-spoken and very delightful, making sure that you speak with your hands is very feminine. These are gestures that when I'm doing and I'm trying to close a deal, I'm making direct eye contact, I'm listening, I'm engageful, but most importantly, when I'm ready to respond, I'm taking my time. I'm not rushed, and I'm speaking very slowly. The reason why this works in business is because predominantly people think that they have to raise their voice like that, right? But little do they know is when you talk very calmly and kind of like quietly, it engages people to lean forward and like, what is she saying? And oh my gosh, she's so feminine. And it's very not only alluring in business, it makes people listen to you. I have a really good friend who she's the total opposite of me, and her voice is so like delightful. It's just so like quiet and like, yeah, just quiet, and you have to really be listening to fully understand this person. So I started practicing this, and I noticed by implementing it into business how engageful it was for me with closing those deals where I was like super pumped up and excited and energetic. And yet these are all great things, but I want you to try tip number 1 because I know it works for me, and I would love to see if it works for you guys. As you guys know too, I'm recording from my new studio. I am currently just moved in, so I'm not in my office today. The next thing I want to do is do more podcasts in my home or out and about because I'm growing, viewers are watching, and you guys are constantly asking me for more videos, courses and stuff to be delivered very soon on our website. And I'll get into that a little bit later because it's a lot. So back to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is really going to be around, so voice was first, you know, finding the femininity and balancing that. Now let's just say you're in an environment with a lot of male. Working with men, I know I work with a lot of men. on a lot of occasions in regards to my web design, my videography, my emails, all of that. And then also just I have a lot of predominant friends who are male, who are really high scaling in their business, and I go to them for advice. And a lot of the advice that I get from them is being professional sets the tone. So if you're a woman and you're trying to, or you're scaling high in your business and you're like, well, how do I keep leveling up? The first tip I want to tell you is the demeanor of having self-confidence is the most feminine thing that you could possibly capture in your business. And how to do that is when you're closing sales and you're trying to promote your business, you are making direct eye contact in any meeting. Do not be timid. Do not be shy, because for women, it's kind of like we have to show that we're competent enough in what we're doing and not to be seen as, oh, this little dainty little woman doesn't really know what she's doing. Oh, she's just pretty. She doesn't really know what she's doing. All the little small categories they try to categorize us in. So when you show that you're beauty and competent, plus. And every guy that has been either a mentor or a friend in my life, they all said that a woman that is confident and competent is very feminine. And that's where you can find your power in your business right now, whatever it is. If you're a teacher, if you're an online coach, if you're a writer, a blogger, etc. Having that self-confidence and competence is so essential to your business, and it's going to catapult you when you are firm in your business endeavors. So the next tip I have is the power of femininity, is talking with your eyes, or listening with your eyes. And when I say with listening to your eyes, I've studied sociology for about 2 to 3 years. It was my first major in college. And one of the things that I learned about it was learning how to communicate with your eyes and nonverbal communication. And one of the things of femininity is we're all very balanced with a masculine energy and a feminine energy naturally, right? So when you're really stepped into this femininity and you're feeling the high endorphins of being a great woman, of class, stature, of your business, you are a walking billboard for that. So one of the things that it shows in sociology is communicating with the eyes, or body language. So how do you do this? Simple. When you're in a meeting, crossing your legs, sitting with great posture, listening attentively, not listening to respond. And if you choose to respond, you can respond with your body language versus words. Sometimes during meetings, people don't like to be interjected. They like to finish their sentences. So being quiet and attentive is so feminine. Things like this is important, ladies, because so many times I've heard from like very prestigious men, such as CEOs, that they dislike a loud woman. I mean, think about it. I know that if I hear a very over-the-top woman, I think something's going down. I either think someone's trying to hurt her or she's being very obnoxious. So in business and balancing this femininity, you need to understand that sometimes being quiet is actually the best regard to be, because you're speaking with your body language. You're showing gestures that show this woman knows how to be in different settings and know how to kind of reciprocate that. And when you do that, you're really showing emotional intelligence. That's what I was looking for. So again, tip number 3 is being attentive with your body language and listening with your eyes and responding just in that nature. And so I did voice, I did listening with your body language and things like that. And my last tip is asking questions. Ding, ding, ding. Everyone that I have either mentored, been a great influence in my life, they all say the same thing. Little do we know, and this can play for both sexes. So males, this goes for you as well. Women, let's just say you are working with a very prestigious woman and you are trying to make sure that the balance of your masculinity is meeting the balance of her femininity. Because we have to understand emotions and demographics of people and preferences are always going to be in business. Whether we want to believe it or not, that's how we coexist to either making a bomb collaboration or making your business even greater than where it is currently. And how to do so is being emotionally competent on how to leverage and how to work with certain individuals. So if you're a male and you're working with a woman, it is best to show her that you can share that plane of bossiness, okay? Now, how do you do that? You do that by simply sharing the stage, by listening to her, attentive. There's body language. You can do this. You can lean in and listen to her when she's giving these great ideas, and by asking questions, okay? This shows not only that you're listening, but it also shows that you are balancing the fact that you're sharing this masculinity meets femininity and going back and forth. How fun is that to have a discourse that's intellectual and stimulating? And not only great ideas are then created for your business. Being a good listener, that is also sharing that stage of masculinity with that woman. And for women, another thing is asking questions. Men love when you're being attentive and you're not only trying to objectify something or kind of dispute. You know, sometimes disputing could be healthy, but I think in business, people are looking to genuinely collaborate. And how to do so and balancing that femininity in those times is showing that you have the maturity to say, yeah, I do like that idea. I see your viewpoints on that. With our video, we are talking about how to balance masculinity and femininity in your business. Now, I already gave you guys a few examples, and I want to kind of wrap up this video because it's not meant to be super long. But pretty much for guys, I noticed that you don't have to be the ball hogger in business. I know sometimes guys are trying to show their alpha omega status, and some women are trying to show their alpha omega femininity, and those are great ways to be, but however, you need a balance because no one likes a ball hogger in business or a conversational hogger. And what I mean by that is you have to be the first person to speak and the last person to get the last word in. These are not good for business. As you know, it is very important to have good listening skills so you can really hear the bigger issue or the problem or finding solutions for your business by listening. So again, listening is just something that in today's time we have to practice more of. So getting in the habit to being a good listener. When you are an engaged listener, you know, like being thoughtful and interjecting when the time is right. Because when you're interjecting and it's not the right time, you kind of disrupt the speaker. So it's very important to understanding the balance of this. And again, I really want to stress the importance of the engageful listening. If you can while the person is speaking, thinking of a question to ask, that will not only make you come across as just a great business person, but it would also show the femininity if you're a woman and the masculinity and sharing that domain with the opposite sex or the same sex. So again, you know, a lot of people don't understand the value of some psychology in business, and psychology and sociology is so important. It's why when we go to Target, we buy things at the checkout when we know we don't really need it. It's why we have the preferences over Chick-fil-A and McDonald's. It's why, because color, branding, the emotions that connect with us, these are essentials for your business to thrive. So I really wanted to talk about this. It's a quick video. I love you guys so much. I'm hoping that you guys are looking and being optimistic in this time, in this epidemic that we're going through all over the world. You're using this time to sharpen your skills, getting out there and not taking no for an answer. I love you guys. Be well, be great, and be kind to yourself. You know this is the Believers Podcast. FYI, this month is going to be amazing. I'm going to be doing podcasts that are going to be especially titled on a lot of the things I've been getting emailed about. A lot of people want me to touch bases on some real stuff. And I'm also going to be letting you guys know about my book that will be being published in regards to 7 Habits of a Mompreneur. I will be launching that on Amazon. So I told you guys about this a while back, and I keep my word. So I'm going to give you a lot of updates, and also the courses and the curriculums that I've been creating diligently behind the scenes. I'm so ecstatic. Shout out to my son, because his book is still on Amazon. Go check that out. I'll have links and everything if you reach out to me. And also, tune into the sisterhood. The sisterhood is an amazing foundation for women. If you're a female entrepreneur and you want to be with collective women who get it, who understand, join the sisterhood. We love you, sister. And, stay tuned to the podcast. There's just going to be so much. Audio version is available on iTunes and Spotify. So thank you guys. I love you. Without you, this could not be possible. Thank you for your orders. Thank you for reaching out to me. Thank you for your viewing, your comments, and thank you for your love and support. I love you. Be well and be kind, and let's go be amazing. Bye. Okay, I need you to cut it. Cut it. You my cameraman.
Bruh.
My cameraman. And she's saucy. Oh, can I do a photo now?